Hi, this is Sarah, the Stitching Mommy, and it's Monday, June 23rd, 2025. Here for my weekly cross-stitch video and cross-stitch update. And it's been 2 weeks since I updated you, so I've got a good amount to share. This past week, my family and I went to Yellowstone, which is really fun. I'm actually wearing my shirt that I got there. And it was really nice. My husband and I had gone with my in-laws like probably 20 years ago, and so it was really fun to finally go back and take the kids and let them see all the sights. So it was really great. Lots of fun things there. And so we were gone a little over a week, and some of the things that I had I'd shared all my plans last time, but I had picked specifically things to take with me that were kitted already. So either things I'd kitted up with fancy floss, or it was an actual kit. Just would be easy to just grab and go. So I worked on some things that I took, but not everything. So, you know, life is life, and I'm happy we went. I'm happy I got done what I did get done, but I'm also happy to be back and be back into a routine and be able to work on things more consistently again. So that'll be fun. While I was gone, my Fabric of the Month Club from Be Stitch Me came. It's dusk and it's pink, like a purpley pink. So fun. So I love pink. I'm not sure what I'll work on, stitch on it yet, but it's definitely going in my stash. I get 25 count Lugana in the mixture club. So like every other month is a color and every other month is a neutral. And I'll probably be continuing it until September, I think. I'll probably have had it a year at that point, and I think that'll be enough for now. My collection of 25 count is now quite healthy. So I'll either cancel or switch to a different count, but I think I have enough fabric because I don't really need to be starting anything. I've got quite a few things already started, and it's enough. So my main travel piece that I worked on a little bit off and on before I left on vacation, and then only worked on in the car to and from. We drove, and I drove about a third of the time there and about half the time home. And part of the time on the way home, I was not driving. It was dark. So I didn't get as much stitching time on the way home, but I got a good amount, a little bit during the week before, and then during some of the times that I wasn't driving, and made some good progress. This is my main travel piece, Violets by the Fat Quarter Shop. It's part of their seed packet series, and this is the second one I'm doing. I think they'll have 12, one for each month. So here is where I am now. I'm doing a Be Stitch Me fabric. This is 25 count sand dollar, I think. 1/1 full cross. All my, I picked my own threads similar to what's called for. The light purple in here is the called for purple, but the dark purple is like a Silks for You, and these are just some complementary greens. The border and the lettering is all just similar to what's called for. I don't think it's called for, but I have the flower done. I have the 30 cents done. I have this top part of the border done. I don't think I had the S done last time. And then, so now all I need to do is the Stitchy Seed Company and the bottom of the border. So it's getting close. However, since it's now summer, my kids are not in school, so I have a lot less time to do travel stitching. So I'm not sure how quickly this will get finished. I do have a little bit of time while my son has a clarinet lesson, or if there's I think there's some dentist appointments next month. We'll see. So it'll get a lot slower progress during the summer, but that's okay. I also worked a little bit on My Big Toes books of the Bible. This is when I like to work one length of thread every Sunday, and I was totally planning to work on it the first Sunday we were traveling up there was going to be a travel day. I'm like, oh, I'll work my thread on this and then I'll go back to Violets, but totally forgot. So then once we got to our destination, our vacation house, I was like, oh, it's Sunday. I need to work on books of the Bible. So I didn't end up working on my Sunday regular piece. my seasonal Sunday, the summer floral cross, because I wanted to work on this. And then I didn't even have time to finish my length of thread on that day just because of life, getting settled into the house and everything. And so it took me 2 nights to, I think, to finish up the thread. Yeah. I think I say 3 stitches. On Sunday, I only got 3 stitches on this. So then I wanted to actually get my thread in for that Sunday. So I worked on it on Monday too. And then so didn't, everything's different on vacation, right? But I did work another thread this week. So that this has had 2 lengths of thread since you've seen it last. This is a Bestitch Me Through the Stones 25 count Lugana 1/1 full cross with the called for silks. And so I got Ruth 1st and 2nd Samuel and brought this border down. So that's fun. So next time I can just focus on some words, because the borders, I think, I can do this row and all of this row before this one needs to come down some more. I'll just keep pulling the border down as I move along. So that's that one. It's always nice to work on. And then I was doing my daily 30 projects before I left. And then again, yesterday, I was home most of the day yesterday. So I decided, well, I'll go ahead and do my daily 30 project. So I have 10 projects that are the pieces I have in Pattern Keeper with the least amount of stitches remaining. And they have assigned a digit 0 through 9. So whatever the high temperature was for the day before, that's the one I work on for 30 minutes. And so I also had a few phone calls last week with my sister, with Desiree, with my mom. I think my mom I worked on my 30-minute piece. But Secret Garden came out for my call stitching. I don't think it came out for any temperature stitching, but it did come out for call stitching twice. So this is a historical sample company. What was a mystery stitch along, now it's all out now. And I'm doing mine on a Live and Die LA mystery green 28 count 1/1 full cross with the called for DMCs. So this is where it is at now. I don't remember. I think I filled in the white on the birdhouse, so that birdhouse top is finished. And then I started up here on these flowers because those are my favorite. So that's fun. So I'll probably work the rest of this from the top down, and it's in Pattern Keeper. So now that I have all the parts out, I decided I could put it in there now. It's at 37.88%. And this is assigned the number 3 on my temperature stitching. So this will continue to come out when I chat with people or when the number 3 gets called for daily 30. I'll keep doing my daily 30 projects until the Tour de France starts, which is in July 5th. So then I'll go through my statistics again and find the project with the least amount of stitches remaining and work on that monogamously for the number of stitches that the cyclists are racing each day in the Tour de France. And you can just find the list of kilometers online. Just Google Tour de France stages or something like that. I'm not doing this officially or formally. I'm just kind of doing it my own way. There's no Facebook group or anything. So I know Full Coverage Fanatics has a Tour de France event usually but that's for full coverage only. So if you have any other kind of project, you can't participate in their particular one, but you can do it with any project you want. If you like to count stitches, or if your project is in an app that counts stitches for you, it's a fun way to kind of get focus work done on a project. So I'm excited about that. That's coming up in July. So for now, I'm getting back into my temperature stitching. I did last Monday, like the 9th, I did Cat Bookshelf, came out for the first time that month. This is one that it's a big project, but I'm not working the whole project, so it's a lot farther along. And the amount of stitches actually remaining are not that many. So this is Cat Bookshelf by Randall Spangler, artwork by Charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I'm doing this one right here, A Tale of Two Kitties. And so I am currently at 93.22%. And it's a tiny little guy, because this is 28 count water lily, Jobelin, I think. And it's 2/1 half stitch. So it can go pretty fast. I got 149 half stitches on the 9th. And I think it was like a dark red color. Filled in some more around here, which is nice. You can see the shapes of the book. There'll be like a jewel there, I think. And right in here, I think, is where the letters will be. So that'll be fun when they start coming in. It won't be as crisp as if it were a max color, but this particular book spine looked the most clear, or one of the ones that looked the most clear of all of them. I think you can still make out the words "A Tale of Two Kitties," which I think is kind of cute. Then I worked on Simpsons for a day, for daily 30. This is one for my husband that's hopefully going to get finished in 2 years for his 50th birthday. And this one got 141. Do I know what I did? I don't know what I did. I might have finished the red in Lisa's dress. So 141 half stitches. This is 40 count Verdal, 1/1 half cross. It's now at 75.75%. So it's coming along. One of these days I'm just gonna need to buckle down and work on this border. The paper border is nice when it's done, but it's like 4 shades of like super light colors. So it's not easy on 40 count white. They all look the same. They look like the fabric. They look like each other. So, but I got to do it. And then Meadow came out twice for temperature stitching the next 2 days. This is by Carolyn Manning. It's part of her bouquet collection. It is not full coverage. I'm really enjoying this one. This one is currently my project with the least amount of stitches for temperature stitching. So unless something else gets called a lot for temperature stitching and surpasses this with how many stitches are left, this one will probably be the one that will come out for Tour de France in July to try to get this finished. So we'll see. This one got 229 stitches on Wednesday, because I think I worked on it while I talked with my mom, so it got a little bit more time than 30 minutes. And then again on Thursday, 56 whole stitches, but I did a lot of half stitches. So if you can see along here, this bottom row is just half stitches right now, because I just went all the way across, and then I'm going to come all the way down back, and so I'm not going to mark them off until I finish them. So I didn't get those numbers, but that's okay. It's now at 71.53%, and the frame is almost done, which is fun, because then you can kind of just see what's left, and that'll get filled in real nice. So that'll be fun. And then on Friday the 13th, I didn't actually work on. What was called was To Everything a Season sampler, which is this old kit by Needles and Hoops. It's from now, it's still a brand, and it is a Cooler Design Studio as well. Yeah, so you can find it. I actually found it myself on the Cooler Design Studio website. It's now titled Traditional Sampler over there, but it's the same thing. So I bought that a little while back, and I haven't actually worked on it since I purchased the PDF. But now that I have the PDF, it's in Pattern Keeper. So I put it in my, I marked off all the, what do you call it? All the progress, but I must not have noticed that it was different symbols, because when I went to work on it on Friday, all the symbols were different. So I didn't really know what what colors needed to go where, because it would have, you know, whatever brown, it would have one symbol, but the symbol I have written on my card from the kit, the symbol that was in the kit, and it's different. So I actually spent my half hour fixing my card, because you can't change the symbols in Pattern Keeper, but you can change the symbols on a card. So I went through and kind of updated my card to now show what the Pattern Keeper symbols will be. So the next time it gets called, I can actually start stitching on it. So I didn't get any work done on that. That's one of my oldest whips. See, there's a date on this, 1997. It is highly possible this is my oldest whip, because of the date on it. I don't know when I would have, I'm sure I would have just picked this up in the store at some point, and this would have been when I was in high school if I started it then. I don't have it here, but in the beginning with all the animals, that one, I know for a fact I started that in 99. And then my antique shoe collection, which came out this week, actually has a date of 2000. So just based on the copyrights, I think this is my oldest whip. So for the record, started it in high school. So that one didn't get any work, but it did get attention, so that's good. So it gets ready to go for next time. And then I didn't have any temperature stitching while I was on vacation, but I did some yet last night, and Christmas Visit came out. This one was hand charted to put in Pattern Keeper, and I got 85 stitches and was able to finish her hair. So this is fun. This is on 46 count vintage Misty Rain, 1/2 full cross, and I'm converting the gray dress to be a blue dress. And yeah, I really like her. She's fun. She is now at 5.35%. So it's really fun. I would really love to have all of my patterns in Pattern Keeper or Markup RXP or something that counts stitches for me, so that I could have them all and know exactly how many stitches everything has left. But I don't have a flat top scanner, so that is a sticking point. And I'm not sure how easy it will be to like get things copied elsewhere, like especially Mirabilia's with their giant patterns and everything. So for now, it is what it is. I have a lot in Pattern Keeper and I have a lot of paper, and that's how life is right now, and it's fine. So main projects, doesn't look like I worked on anything on Monday, the 9th. I must have been too busy, because you know, that's life. But I worked on Lollipop on the 10th. This is by Tilton Crafts, artwork by Denise Garbus. This is a gift stitch for my daughter, so this got 1 day instead of 2. Not ideal, but it was a busy week. So getting 1 day is better than nothing. And I got 531 half stitches, which is not too shabby. So this is where I got to on this one. It's 40 count Verdal, 1/1 half stitches, and it's 11.44% now. So I think I worked in the sky a good amount. And I don't know if I did some over here too. It's kind of chaotic over there, but don't think I filled anything in there. I think mainly stayed here. But because it's in the sky, you get your numbers pretty quickly. So there's that one. That will come out again next month for 2 days. And then I worked on Rosetto for 2 days, but not a huge amount on either day. But this is my Whipco Call for June. So I will be working on it again 2 more days this week, which is fun. So it gets a full 4 days for the Whipco Call. So here's the cover. This is a counted canvas piece by Needle Delights Originals, and I'm using all the called for things. It's on an 18 count Congress is it conference cloth? Mono canvas, I think maybe is what it's called. So I got some progress done on this one. So this, I got no statistics for you because I just worked on things. So I'll show you the side by side and then I'll point. I finished this block, which I think I already had its counterpart here. All of these blocks have like a matching block on either side of this center. So this one got done. And then I started working on these outside ones. So there's like a puffy, sparkly stitch in the middle, Leviathan maybe? And then a large Jessica with variegated floss around it. And then there will be some other stitches around that, which I haven't gotten to yet, but I'll do those this week. So it's kind of fun that you have all the variegated swirly stitches all through the, diagonally through the center there, and then there'll be some extra things on the sides. So stuff you don't even notice when you look at the cover page, really. So, oh yeah, mine's going the same way. So yeah, that's fun. So I'll be working on that more this week. Hopefully get a little bit more done on it. And then I did work on antique shoe collection twice, it looks like, Friday and Saturday. Once was at home and once was in a hotel room. But it was great that it was on 14 count Ada because the hotel room the lighting was not great. This is another Cooler Design Studio pattern. So it's possible I could get it as well to work on in Pattern Keeper, but I hesitate to just keep spending money on all these digital copies when I have the paper copy. So I'm just going to keep using the paper copy of this one. And here is where I got to. I worked, this is 14 count antique white Ada, 2/1, 14 count. And I did, as you can clearly see, I did some pinks in these two shoes because both of the shoes had pinks. There's one shoe up on the top and one shoe down on the bottom. And then I also went alternating. I did one color of pink and then I did some backstitching. So looks like the whole top border now is backstitched on the outside and the inside until about here. You can see I stopped there. So I do one length of backstitching in the border, then I go back to pink, do a whole color. There's like 4 shades of pink or something in here, 4 or 5, I don't even know. Then I do another length, do another color, do another length, and that worked nicely. So I was hoping to get another 2 days on it this last weekend, but it just didn't work out. One of the days our lodgings had really bad lighting because we were all in one room and the kids had to start going to bed and there just wasn't enough light to see by, and I was tired because we'd walked like 5 or 6 mile hike that afternoon. So I was like, you know what? I'm not feeling it. It's too dark. It's too not worth it. So I just played on my phone, read my book, and went to bed early. So that's how life happens sometimes. And then the next day was a travel day that it just didn't work out. So only 2 days instead of 4, but that's okay. It'll come back out eventually, but. And then I worked on books of the Bible again that Sunday, like I had already mentioned. And my gift stitch that I brought along with me to vacation was Beachcomber because everything is kitted, ready to go. So I worked on this only 1 day instead of 2 because I was trying to work on books of the Bible and get my length done on that. So I worked in the top of this text box. I think I brought some border down too. I'm not sure, but I did some waves and something else maybe. I don't know. Let's see, shall we? Waves, border, and text box is what I say. So this was just 1 day on vacation. This is 40 count raw linen, 1/2 full cross. my own colors that are similar to what's called for, and then same color fabric, different count as what's called for. So I finished out the waves, and it's the same color in the border. So I think it was this border that I brought down. And then I started in on this color, which is a light yellow that will eventually be around the border as well. And so not a whole lot, but some. Some is better than nothing. This is another one I'd like to have done in 2 years. And then my Whipco piece that I took with me was another one, fully kitted. Blackwork Flower with Butterflies by Leslie Tier. This one is close to finishing. I'm not sure if I'll be able to finish it. I have, because this rotation didn't get as much time as if I were going to be at home, I only have one more Whipco call, which is going to be 4 days. So whenever that gets called, depending on how busy I am, I may not get all the time I need to finish this. So I might need to pull it out other times because it'll be so close. I'll need to just finish it. So hopefully this one will get done this year. It's getting there. This is the end of the rotation for the Whipco call for June. And it has one more time on my board, which will be another 4 days. So I worked a lot of cross stitching this time, which was perfect for being on vacation, not worrying about counting quite as much. I just did black cross stitches. This is 28 count light blue even weave from Hobby Lobby. So these cross stitches are 2 over 2. And I just filled in all the black of this butterfly. I think that's all done now. And there was one, this color I had on my needle from up here, I think, and thought, oh, I'll go ahead and just finish that color in this butterfly. Well, I counted, see this one right here? I counted to this one from this block instead of counting over to this block and then doing it. So there's a little red dot right here. I'm like, what is happening? So I guess I'd forgotten to do the second square here, which then meant the little stray dot was wrong, which then I just ripped out the stray dot and I'll come back and do those 5 stitches some other time. But the last 5 stitches of that color. So this guy will still need to get finished. All of his color stitching, the pinks and yellows, will need to get filled in, and the whole bunch of back stitching, just like these guys. There's a lot of detail on them in different colors and sparkly bits, and then there's some swirls. This leaf still needs to get black worked, and then there's some swirls. I think there's one more little tiny bug over here too. A moth maybe. So that little guy, he gets cross stitched as well, but then there's just some swirls. So it shouldn't take too long, but there is still a good amount of work to do. So hopefully when it gets called again for Whipco, it's a month that I can spend some good time on it. And I won't have to make it up any extra days to try to get it finished, but we will do that if we have to. So that's the last main thing I worked on, I guess. I was supposed to work on my floral cross on Sunday, and I thought I would have time. And of course I didn't. I was just tired from the driving day before and all the things you got to do when you get home to kind of get settled in again, all the laundry and, you know, putting stuff away. So I was like, didn't get to it. I did a little bit of other stitching, but not my floral cross. So hopefully I will get back to that this coming Sunday. There's one more Sunday in June. That particular, I didn't bring it up because I didn't work on it, but it definitely didn't get very much attention. It got one length of thread so far this month, but hopefully this coming Sunday I can give it a little bit more time, kind of get it over the hump of not being an enjoyable project, because I had retired all of those crosses because I just never wanted to pull them out. Spring is a happy project now. I got to the point where it's enjoyable, everything's fun, and I have put them into books on my iPad so that I can mark them off with my finger, and that is really helpful. So once I just get into this one, it will be fine. I just need to do it. So hopefully this Sunday I can get a little bit more attention, and it'll be happy. It'll be put away in a happy place before it'll have to come back out next summer. So I think the project for July, the seasonal Sunday, yeah, is my summer montage. So that'll be fun to pull out in July. So plans for next week. My last full week of June My final gift stitch for the month is Bear Time Stories. So hopefully I can get some time today and tomorrow to work on that. This is Mini Bear Time Stories by Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Randall Spangler. This is a gift stitch for my middle son, so hopefully I can get this done in 3 years. This is the starting point. This is a 1/1 half cross on 40 count Verdal. I am still trying to finish up the color that had the most amount of stitches, which is one of the browns. It might be in this foot. There's still a little bit more of that. And then I'm planning to pick symbols in the teddy bear and fill in parts of the teddy bear. That was kind of my marching orders for my son to pick. I thought, you know, it might be fun to pick an item and start filling in an item, and he chose the bear. Of course, one of the biggest things in this, but you know, that's fine. So this one, all my gift stitches have some of them have concrete deadlines, some of them have hopeful deadlines. Obviously some of them have less to finish than others. So what I'm thinking I will do is, currently I have 4 gift stitches. When some of them get done, I will not add in any more gift stitching. I'll just rotate through the ones that are left to give them more days. So right now there's roughly one rotation a month, because there's 4 of them, and there's usually 4 Monday, Tuesday combinations every month. But going forward, it could be, if there's only 3 left, then I'll do, you know, project A, project B, project C, and go back to project A. So that one will get it twice in a month. Does that make sense? I'll just keep rotating through to give more time, because I am not able to keep up with my goal that I need to do to get them finished in time at the rate I'm going. So that's kind of the plan, to kind of, as things get finished, the other ones will get more time. So that's kind of all I can do for them right now. The next thing is Rosetta, which I already showed. I'll give that 2 more days, my counted canvas piece, on Wednesday and Thursday. And then I have 2 just miscellaneous fun ones for Friday and Saturday, because I want to try to touch everything this year. So far, I don't know. But Peony Garden is going to come out. This is a Mirabilia, and it's really pretty. And I have a lot of the silks for it. This called for quite a few silks. This one got, I think I might have started this last year. So this is on Smoky Blue Dyed Effect 32 count by Fabric Flare. Although I think it feels a little tighter than that, but that's okay. So this is where I got to and my starting point. So I started in the middle, kind of worked my way to the top, and now her face is done. I do all Mirabilias 2/2 full cross. And now I can work on her hair. So that's probably what I'll do. So I started in the middle, went up the side of her skirt, then caught a hand or an arm up, and so I could do her face. So now I'll work on her hair. So that'll be fun. Oh yay, now I'm excited about this. I can work on her hair. I'm not planning to do the border, because it's just one single stitch around the whole thing. I'm not going to do that. Everything else I'll stitch though. So yay, I'm excited to work on some hair. That'll be fun. See how far I get on one day. So probably not a ton, but. And then my Saturday project, I wanted to pull out Quaker Tiles by Vivsters. And I'm doing the USA flag. I don't know, I don't think I have this one filed yet. I probably should, but I'm doing the original Quaker Tiles. And so this is blue background, white foreground, but all of these are a single color with fabric show through. So it's white foreground and the fabric shows through, and red foreground. It's not solid, which is nice. So I have chosen similar colors to what's called for, but I believe mine are Fancy Flosses, and I'm doing it on 40 count Vintage Country Mocha, 1/2 full cross. And I had it rolled horizontally, so it was really long, but then I thought, you know what, I think I might want to go back and work, like roll it from the side so that it'll be a little easier to work on in a, like for my call stitching, I was thinking I sit over here in a chair with no arms. So the really long rolls don't really work with a chair with no arms. So if it's short, I can work on it easier if it's short, because it's a long rectangle. So I started in the top center and I'm working along. This is my starting point. So I think what I will be doing, I still have some red on my needle, so I'll at least be finishing that one. I think I will need to, I don't even know what I want to do. I still want to work from the top down, but if I'm rolling it from the side, I will want to go all the way down and keep going this way to the end and then work it vertically back so that I'm holding less of the finished stuff in my hand as I go along, so that I will eventually have stuff here and then work from that edge over. So that'll be kind of a process now. I haven't worked on it since I decided to switch the orientation, that I'm going to hold it and work it. So that'll be kind of a little bit different, kind of working. I'll work my way across the red so that I can come down and then work my way vertically back through it. So that's my plan. Clear as mud. And then hopefully, I really should have brought it up. I didn't work on it this week, but it will be a plan. Summer Floral Cross, I'll work on it hopefully on Sunday for one last seasonal Sunday.